Testing, testing. Good morning, everyone. Or as we say at MTN, yellow, everybody. I'm expecting a bit more energy than that. So I'm going to try this again. Yellow, everyone. I love it. Thank you so much for responding to our invitation today, and welcome to the MTN ICT Seminar. My name is Tandwa Inkosi Dlamini, and I'm so excited to be your host today. This is a very special platform, and more so to us as MTN, because this is where innovation meets impact. This is where together we are building a digital future today for tomorrow. And we love doing for today, or rather doing for tomorrow today at MTN. So thank you very much once again for joining us. I'm going to ask that you do one thing before we start. I'm going to ask that you give yourselves a round of applause. Absolutely beautiful. Now, here to welcome us, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite our HOD for our Business Enterprise Unit at MTN. He's going to give us his welcoming remarks, paint the picture of why we are here today, and then we can take it from there. Over to you, Nkosi. I think I'm supposed to introduce your name. My apologies. His name is Wandile Dlamini. Please give him a warm round of applause. I think I'm supposed to introduce your name. My apologies.
Thank you. A very good morning to everyone. Maybe before I start with my remarks, I just want to recognize especially, our valued customers that we have here today. It's really a pleasure for us to host you at this event. And I also want to recognize the executive team of MTN Eswatini, as well as the management and staff. You welcome all. So it's really a great pleasure for me to welcome you to today's ICT seminar. I'm truly honored to stand before you today, not only as an MTN representative, but also as a passionate advocate for transformation as well as technology, and the power that technology has in as far as transforming our environments as well as contributing to the economy at large. So today's seminar is more than just a gathering. It's a platform for collaboration, a platform for learning and innovation. The purpose of this seminar really is to bring together minds from across industries to explore how ICT can solve real-world challenges and unlock new opportunities and drive sustainable growth. At MTN, we believe in the power of digital enablement. We are not just a telecommunications provider. We are a true enabler of digital solutions. Through our strong and strategic partnership with the MTN Group, we have access to a rich portfolio of advanced technologies and platforms. These include cloud services, which empower businesses to scale efficiently and securely. We also are players within the IoT space, which is revolutionizing industries such as the agriculture sector as well as the logistics sector. We also play in the unified communications and collaborations space, which is transforming how teams connect and work together. And most importantly, we also are players within the cybersecurity space, which is more critical than ever in protecting data, infrastructure, and also building trust with the customers that we serve. These capabilities are not just theoretical. They are practical tools that we deploy every day to help our clients thrive in a digital world. But having great products is not just enough. That's why we've adopted a solutions sales approach to doing business. This means we don't just sell technology. We actually listen. We encourage our sales teams to have strategic conversations with our clients. We ask, what is it that you are solving for as our customer? What challenges you are facing? What goals you are trying to achieve? By understanding you as our client and your needs deeply, we are able to tailor-make solutions that are relevant, effective, and future-proof. This approach has allowed us to build stronger relationships, deliver greater value, and become true partners in our clients' success. Now, why do we value SME as ICT seminars such as this one? It is because they give us a chance to share knowledge. Yes, they do, but we also have a chance to learn from the panel as well as the people that are joining us today. We learn from each other, we learn from industry experts, and we learn from the questions that you ask, the insights you share, and the challenges that you raise. These interactions help us to refine our strategies, improve our offerings, and stay ahead of the curve. We are proud of the ICT seminars that we host, mainly because they reflect our commitment to the continuous learning and innovation. They are a testament to our belief that the future of ICT is not built in isolation, it's built through collaboration. So let us make today meaningful, inspiring, and let's make it a productive experience. I thank you all. Welcome.
May we please give him another round of applause? And of course, we commend and we applaud the team that put this together, because I think such platforms are so important. I mean, we have real life situations, real life problems, as Wandile has alluded, and we need to find those practical solutions. And one thing that we cannot run away from is digitization is here. It's either you get on board or you get left behind. So it's absolutely beautiful that we get together in this manner to share this powerful information, to hear from people as well who hold a wealth of knowledge that we can take and then take back to our boardrooms as we put together our business plans and our business strategies. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna ask that we please give a huge round of applause to the team that put this together for us. Thank you. I'm loving the energy in the room this morning. Thank you very much. And I'm pretty sure that we're all looking forward. You know, I was thinking this morning, so my father is a farmer, right? And he farms animals, cows. So I remember this one time, you know, we're all asleep in the house and then this gulu in the middle of the night. Then when we wake up in the morning, because I wasn't trying to wake up at night. When we wake up in the morning, we find out that somebody has just told him that they found one of his cows, because his farming business is he grazes cows. So they found one of his cows somewhere. And I was just there thinking this morning that how awesome would it be if there was a technology. You see these earrings that they put on these cows, and then there's like a tracking chip or something, and he wouldn't have to wake up in the middle of the night because the cow was lost for hours. And then they find it in awkward hours, and he can just trace it on like an iPad or something. So these are the conversations that we will be having today. The real life problems that we have in our businesses, what solutions using ICT, as Wandile has alluded, can we find? And then we put them in our business strategies and we execute them. So I'm so excited that our first speaker today is from the MTN Innovation Center. Now, these guys were actually in the country earlier this year to present about a solution on waste management that they found, a beautiful solution, and I'm sure they're going to allude to it in this conversation today. And they're going to be speaking to us about some of the things that they found in the industry and some of the things that they have, or rather the ways in which they approach towards finding these solutions. I'm very happy to introduce Susie Holomo. She's the Senior Specialist Product Owner, IoT, at MTN Innovation Hub. Now, because this is a digitization conference, an ICT seminar, they will be joining us virtually. So I do encourage, ladies and gentlemen, that we sit back, we put out our notebooks, we put out our iPads, and just be ready to absorb as much knowledge as we can. Can I just confirm with our media team if we are ready? If I'll get a thumbs up, then we can continue. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Susie Holomo.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear and see me?
Morning.
Okay,
Good morning,
all
Susie.
right.
Can you hear us now?
Good. Yes, loud and clear. I can hear
Awesome.
you loud and clear.
Awesome,
Okay.
awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Susie. Please go ahead. The room is ready for you.
Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Susie Holomo. I do work in South Africa for MTN. We are a converged solutions team. Unfortunately, I'm flying solo today, but I'm going to take you through what we're busy with in country and what you can leverage on in Eswatini. It's not that I can't see anyone. I'm literally talking to myself here. But yeah, I'll do my best. I'm going to ask someone to guide. And please confirm if you can see my presentation.
We're just waiting for it to come through, Susie.
Okay.
I just want to confirm with our tech guys if everything is in order on your side. Okay, I'm receiving a thumbs up. Please just try and share it again, Susie.
Okay. You can't see anything now.
Not yet. We see your pretty face, though.
Oh.
We'll just give it another second. Is she still connected? Okay, I think she's just trying to reconnect so that we can be able to continue. So if we could please just give it another second. Maybe in the meantime, whilst we just...
I'm back on.
Oh,
Can
awesome,
you
awesome.
See me?
Yes,
See
we
me?
can see you. Yes, we can see you, Susie.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Let's try again.
Perfect. We can see your presentation now, Susie.
So you can see now.
Yes.
Okay, happiness. Who am I talking to? Sorry, I don't know who am I talking to.
Susie, you are... My neighbor seated next to me says a room full of people.
Okay.
So you are presenting...
can I start? Can I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, like I said, Susie Holomo, MTN South Africa. I'm in the IoT space in product. So we have deployed some few solutions within our space in this particular in our country. So we have 6 enterprise solution pillars within our ICT platform. These includes cloud solutions. We have some IoT solutions as well, machine-to-machine solutions. So this means that our SIM connectivity for IoT in particular, we are, as most people would know, the second largest fiber network in South Africa, world class. I'm not going to read all of this. So this is our unique offering and our footprint. I guess we want to get to the good parts. Let me get to that. Okay. Our Can I continue? Sorry, somebody was speaking.
Please go ahead, Susie.
Okay. So we have some really good benefits in terms of our solutions. So I've tabled some here in terms of a reduction in operational cost. I heard you, my lady, talking about making a reference to your father being a farmer and how we are able to can help him to manage his animals. So I'm going to take you through that. So we do broad integration into our services portfolio as well, and we are very customer centric. So all these, it's what is written here. I'm going to take you through in a form of use cases on that. What do we do? I think a lot of people might know that as MTN, we are moving from a telco company into a techno company. We have so far in the large enterprise or within our own SME, about 3,000 enterprises. We have over 10.5 million connected devices. We have about 80 use cases. And we have a dedicated IoT management platform that I'm going to take you through, talk to you about that. APN's line of business. We have an overall end-to-end solution in the industry that we're providing through Africa as a whole. We are here in terms of our IoT stack. So what do I mean by that? We have a connectivity is the back of our smart solutions that we are providing. We have a platform that we call an MTN Connected Things. What does this mean? Is that customers are enabled to be able to order, manage their SIM cards, their IoT SIM cards on their platform on their own without waiting for MTN to be able to help them. So this is one of the groundbreaking solutions that we have. We solve within different type of industry. And what does the IoT spectrum look like? It consists at any given point in time, a hardware, a platform, a mobile application, or even a dashboard services. We have where a client is able to define what their needs are, or a platform, and then we have cloud services. We do work with specialized vendors or solution partners in our industry. We do have cloud services where we can able to manage our solutions, and also an analytical platform in a form of dashboards that can help us. I think this will all make sense when I go into the use cases. Okay, so this is our go-to-market operating model. I guess my colleagues over there do understand this, but from one perspective, what we're trying to show is that we do support on in terms of our sales channels. We support on direct sales, indirect. We have regional channels, key accounts managers, multinationals. Like I say, is that we are dominant in an African space. We do have a vast of product and solution services business, and we do have an ICT business as well. Our customer service is quite strong. So we cover across the board from customer service all the way to finance and HR and the technical aspects of things. Now let's get into the good parts. I think what we all want to see. We have launched in 2023 in South Africa a smart agriculture product. So what that means is that we have it in a broader spectrum in terms of our use cases. So we have IoT sensors that are able to help to manage customers' crops. With that information, we mainly use things like the drones over here. It monitors the landscape. It captures information. That information is then taken and put into a platform so the customer can manage that either on a desktop or even on your mobile phone. You're able to create notifications that we send through to you based on what your requirements are or what you would like to see. All this, it enhances in terms of data-driven decisions. I think the lady that was speaking to say, my father is a farmer, he has livestock. He doesn't have to send people around to go and check within the farm what is happening. All this information is available on your hand or in the office, and you're able to take actions or make decisions on that. With the crop solutions, it supports automated irrigation, so you're able to do that. And what is most important is that all this data is real-time data. And again, most people ask to say that, then how do I make sure that the solution works for me? The good thing about this is that you're able to put in your own business rules to say that I want this to do this and do that, because it's not a one solution that fits all. It's a solution that we use so that then it can cover for each and every farmer, because we know every farmer is unique in this instance. We do also have a product called a connected animal. So on this, the lady again made reference to a wearable device. So there's two types of wearable device. The other one is the third one, but we're still making some research on it just to check. So we have a belt. So this belt, it's a belt that has a device on it. Its battery is powered by solar. So the device communicates to a platform whereby, as a farmer, you're able to track and locate where your animal is at all time. You're able to ring-fence to say, this is where my animal is at all times. Should it step out of that particular boundary, I'm able to get a notification and I'm able to take an action. So that is an animal collar, a belt. The lifespan of a battery, so we use a longer lifespan. It can go through 10 years of that particular battery. So this eliminates the changing of the belt often. Wearable, it's in a form of an ear tag that we attach to an animal. However, with that, we have seen that in other areas within our continent, people tend to cut their animal's ear and then you lose that. So people would rather go for a belt, and our belts are very durable and they are tamper-proof. So if somebody tries to come and cut the belt, it will send a notification through and you're able to know if somebody's tampering or trying to steal your stock. It offers a lot of benefits. It offers remote monitoring. It offers the management of your livestock. We also have the third device that I spoke about. It's one that we're still trialing. It's a chip that we insert inside of an animal. What that then does, it helps with the tracking, but it goes beyond with the health, checking the health of the animal itself, and you're able to manage your animal's health. You can have in instances in farming whereby an animal, it's at night, probably it's giving birth or it's unhealthy. In South Africa recently, we've been experiencing extreme cold weathers. Some people have lost their animals because of cold weathers, so that can help in to be able to move your animals into other areas or to take a decision and act on it. Okay. Then we do have other use cases on smart agriculture in terms of the weather itself. Spoke about the crop and soil. These kind of solutions is able to help you to monitor and to give you decisions to say, with the farm that I am farming on, what type of crop can I grow? What is the quality of the soil? And to make decisions to say, when can I harvest or when can I start planting? It is integrated and supported by another of our solution, which is just smart utilities, which has a water management and energy management combination into it, whereby you're able to do, again, automated irrigation and fertilization. With the water monitoring, you're able to monitor and integrate this to say that, am I watering enough, or is there leakage in my irrigation? Can I support that? Can I use that? With energy, it's able also to help you to say, with the landscape that I have, how much am I spending on this farm? And how can I make better decisions in terms of reducing the energy spend that I have? Okay, so that was our smart agriculture solutions that we currently have. We do work with a partner that is able to deliver across our African continent. Recently in Cameroon, we had deployed an connected animal tracking devices for a large farm that is live. And within South Africa as well, we do have use cases and customers that are running on this. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that should you wish to want to have a POC, we do offer POC for you to be able to test the solution with us and test your site. So we are able to do that. I just wanted to bring that through. Any questions, or should I move on? Like I'm saying, colleagues, I'm literally talking to myself.
We are right here listening, Susie. Let me just confirm in the house if anybody would like to pose questions, or we are more comfortable with just noting them down and we'll ask them at the end. I think I'm seeing a nod of hands to the second one, Susie, so we will ask right at the end.
At the end, okay.
Yes.
Can I move along?
Yes, please.
Okay. Another use case that I would like to present, which is an available product that we have, it's connected fleet. Connected fleet, it's quite broad in a sense of how we use it. Yet again, we do work with a global solution partner. On this, it's think about a tracking your fleet, but it goes beyond that, right? With what we have, you can track and trace where your fleet is. You can manage your trips. You can monitor the driver behavior. I'm going to go into some examples on this. Some energy sustainability as well, and fuel monitoring as well. You can geofence, you have a map view. So this is one of our in-demand product that we have, and we are excited to have this because each and every time it grows. So if I may go into the track and trace, in the environment that we in with your customers might have, or you might have as a customer, a fleet that you surely, because it is an asset that you would like to trace, which is an expensive asset, you would want to know all the time where that is. And also in that you're able to manage and look in terms of what is the trip as planned? Are the drivers going to where you want them to go at that time? And are they meeting their time? Or are there delays in terms of that? So your operations in terms of your fleet becomes flexible and you're more knowledgeable all the time. Now, when it comes to driver behavior, and I wanted to play a video, but I think because of where I am right now and where you are, it was going to be a bit tricky. We have seen a lot of cost saving. We have seen a lot of saving of lives with the technology on the driver behavior. So what this does, it manages the drivers. So things like Does your driver have a seatbelt all the time? If you want to put in rules, do you want them to smoke in your vehicles or not? Because probably maybe the cargo that you have in your vehicles, are they tampering? Are they talking on their phone? And also what we do in our vehicles, we have high-end camera solutions. So we have 3D cameras that we have. So we have cameras that are in-facing and that are out-facing. And then we have side view cameras that you can put into your vehicle. It has also we have also a capability of talking to your driver directly while they are driving. This can be perhaps maybe the route has changed, maybe there's an accident, and then you want to redirect them or you want to send a particular message. But with the cameras, it gives real-time information. That information you're able to store for post requirements. Maybe you want to use it for insurance purposes. Maybe there was an accident, or for your own analysis as well. The other thing that they're building right now is that we've seen, especially with long distance truck drivers, that there is a lot of fatigue and people tend to push it to make the trip shorter or a bit quicker. So they tend to ignore the voice messages that are coming through from the device. So what we are building now, it is a sensation in the seat that will shake the driver, not too harshly, but just to wake them up, right? Because things like for fatigue, we've seen they are quite common with these truck drivers. We do also provide information like weather in terms of how the traffic route looks like. This helps in terms of route planning way before the route can happen. So we're able to redirect the drivers. And the most cost-effective or rather popular solution, it is the analytics that you get from all these devices, being it your camera, being it the tracking devices that we put into the vehicle. The analytics that comes from there, it's quite big and it's quite informative in terms of helping you to make your decisions. We do also offer geofencing, similar to the connected animal. You can geofence your route. Once your driver drives out of that particular area, then you're able to we do send out notifications on that. So with this solution as well, we've added things like people ask, can you help me with fuel monitoring? Let's say my truck services, I'm transporting liquid gas, or I'm transporting any form of petrol. Am I able to help and monitor that? Yes, we do have sensors that helps in that. Sensors that can say if you filled up your truck, it's able to say this is the quantity that is in this truck in a form of whatever, can be liquid or any assets. And every time that reduces without you in an in an unauthorized stop, we're able to inform on that particular instance. Okay, so this is quite big. I would have loved to be there to show some videos and to show some use cases, but I will share with my colleagues that can share with you. Any questions on this one? Or should I just move ahead and then people will
Yes, please, Susie. We will have a Q&A at the end of your presentation.
Okay. All right. Then what we've done is, I think, excuse me, it's quite familiar with the crime challenges that we have in country, and I think probably in your space as well. we are engaging with the South African police in introducing a connected body cam. I think it's quite familiar now in the western parts of the world, where we see police officers wearing a body camera that helps in many instances. These things have live streaming, they have real-time monitoring. If a police officer is off-site remotely, the police people that are sitting at the police station or whoever is doing the analytics, they're able to get that information real-time. You get live video feeds, that goes through to the command center. So you're able to see the actions that takes place on the ground while you're in the office. So this can be used for police services. It can be used for security officials. If you do have a security company, that helps a lot. It also helps in terms of the capturing and the storage of, we do store the information that has happened on that one. We're able to send some triggers because of the cameras as well. And it's transparent, there's accountability, and we found that the public do trust, because we've seen there can be conflicting messages in terms of reporting between what happened and what the victim or the public has gone into. So this is one of the solutions that we're seeing that they're taking traction and they are in demand right now. Okay, gonna move over. Smart surveillance. This one, so this one helped us. It was one of the flagship products that helped during COVID, and since then we've seen it taking a rise. But it's simply what we call CCTV cameras, but more in a more smarter way of doing things. So the cameras are AI powered, so they're able to detect, they're able to have they have lenses that can zoom in. You're able to control them remotely. They're able to detect, am I dealing with a human? Am I dealing with not so human, sorry. They have facial recognition. Let's say you have a security company, once again, you have somebody that you have tagged. Let's say you have, what an example would be, in gated communities. Let's say you've tagged somebody as somebody that's wanted. The minute that person wants to try and get back into your space, the facial recognition will come up and detect that person. It helps again also with also in the gated communities or within a business office space. Sorry, my English is just in an office space with license plate detection. So people don't have to use paper, or you rely on a paper-based way. You write down who entered your premises. With a license plate, we're able to detect a lot of information about the vehicle. And also we've seen that it helps with the criminals moving along. And also it can integrate, which is important, with the national criminal databases. Like I said, for watch list that you have running, whether with your police or as a security company again. Remote access and control. Like I said, I've given an example of gated communities or business office centers. It does help with that. We enable to alert through to your security services or to the police itself. And again, with every IoT solution, data is important. It's important to make decision making, prevent a whole lot of incidents, action logging, and also notifications, which are important, which can be in office, and the ability of monitoring this on your mobile device. So that's how we've moved with the smart surveillance. Okay. Asset management. If you look at what I've gone through is what I've touched so far. These are assets, being it your livestock, being it your crops, being it your fleet, being it your building. These are assets. So this slide is just I actually should have taken it off, but it's just to say you now can digitally, remotely control, manage, save money through the smart solutions that we currently have. Another solution that we have, which also it's taking a high in terms of solving the criminal side on our space. It's what we call a firearm management. So it has a GPS chipset for global positioning. So it communicates. So what this device does is that we have, I want to give an example. So if you look at the police services, if you look at the community policing, especially, or the security companies, there is a lot of data that has been found to say that a gun was taken, it was fired, but we don't have data backing up. With this kind of device, it will help you to say, if this thing you are touched on, it adapts on the gun holster. So it captures the information to tell you this type of gun. Before you even put it to any of your officials, you can map it out to say, I'm mapping this out. This gun, gun number 107, perhaps was this morning, it was assigned to Susie, and she's able to use it from this hour to this hour. If it goes off and fires off, you will be able to know this was it was assigned to this particular person, it was fired off, because you would have laid out in terms of the time variations. Then you would know this was fired by this particular person because it was assigned to them. If it was stolen from them, I'm not sure if we have that yet, but I think it's something that we can build on to say that, was it forcefully removed, right? But it's able to give you that type of information on the guns, because we've seen a lot of people have been killed by guns. There's no data to it, or people can say it wasn't me, or it was, if you're having a security company, so no, it was not with Susie, it was with Mangaliso, and then Mangaliso can deny. So we're trying to help to bridge that particular gap. In South Africa, we have a community policing service. It is supported by a local government, whereby you have young people that are trained and they go into community. They're not necessarily police, but they go into community to help minimize crime. So I know that initially some of them were given guns. I'm not sure if that's still the case right now, but I don't think so. But if you look at things, maybe that's just a bad example. But if you look at security companies, you look at gated communities where people that have guns, or within the policing service, you're able to put these kind of sensors into the guns. Okay, yeah, so this is on the firearm management. Like I've said, it's live, it tracks live, reports on alarms, There's a geofencing, like I said, it's able to detect to say how many shots fires, direction of shots. Is the magazine empty, right? The chamber, was it jammed? It gives alarms, and also, like I said, anything with the beauty of IoT, your data is in your hands. You make decisions while you have this data on your hands. You can have an app on your mobile, have an app on your mobile phone and have it on your desktop. So you always can manage your assets from your hand. Okay, I'm saying a lot now, so I'm not sure if I'm still in track. There's quite a few. Colleagues?
Yes, Susie,
Okay,
you're still very
continue.
much on track. Please do continue.
Okay, all right. So we have what we call a mission critical communication, previously or popular known as push to talk. So this again, what are we solving here, or what are we addressing? Think of a security guard that has a walkie-talkie. That walkie-talkie is allowed. So I'm trying to talk to Mangaliso at the other end of my building. This thing is loud, and I can only do a voice notification. But what mission critical communication or a push to talk device, so it comes in different formats. You have a device that is rugged. It looks like a phone. It has I think these things are not in sequence. It has a panic button. So this triggers an alert without making any noise to a control room to say there's somebody and I'm in danger, please help. It helps with the access control and visitor management. If you look at, like I said, another typical use case for this, it's gated communities or business parks. Yes, that's the word that I was looking for earlier on, business parks. I'm entering into the grounds of MTN in Eswatini. At the gate, there's a security guard who's got this large book. They want to take on your name, your ID number, and an end. One, it's not safe. People are feeling uncomfortable now giving their information on the book. Nobody knows where that book ends up with. People can take pictures. What this helps with is that with that particular device, you're able to scan. You're able to scan the driver's license. You're able to do a visitor management on that particular device. You're able to do a checklist on that particular device with the other colleagues. You're able to log or report an incident in real time. It can take photos. You can download a photo and send it to the control room. It helps your guards with the patrol. So if you look at a building, let's say it's a huge building, or it's even on a farm, you can have this device given through to whoever will be patrolling your farm. Through the boundary wall, you can put NFC tags. What your guard will do with this particular device, they will clock on the walls, on the perimeter walls. That information gets sent to the control room. So then you're able to say that, okay, fine, my perimeters are safe. It has what we call a mobile device management, meaning that we do put data on these devices. So can my security guard or whoever is using this device maybe search the internet, browse, or go on social pages or any other platform that is restricted? So you can use this platform, the MDM, to be able to block those kind of instances. And what I really like about this device is that it has instant messaging. So what it means, so you can pair a group of people that are on a particular site. They're able to instant message themselves. You can pair with, let's say you are monitoring in country, you're monitoring different locations. You can pair people so people can instant message. And when I say instant message, it's actual instant messaging, right? You're able to do time and attendance and clocking, because what happens, you are on a site. I have 10 of these devices. So when this one shifts end, this one enters into a different shift. You're able to use that. I spoke about the panic button, the tracking. I did touch up on that. And the workflow as well. Like I'm saying, you're able to use these kind of solution as a workflow management. Locate and alert, I did touch on that. And you can do a voice recording as well. Let's say your employee is in danger. They can, if maybe they see something from a distance, they can do a voice recording release, and that information gets sent through to the control unit. And then they're able to act on that. And the tracking on the real time, they're able also, if somebody's sitting in the control unit, they're able to see where that particular person is. So this is a beautiful tool. We've seen it working with security guards. Think about ambulances, right? Or people who work remotely, remote workers. It works on those people as well. People in retail, it can work in that particular space as well. Okay. All right. That's it. I think I've said a mouthful, but I just want to touch base. I heard somebody talking about, so the last time we were there, we spoke about waste management. We were attending a waste management seminar. We do have tools or a solution that is working very well on our side, but it's a broader tool that can be used for a lot of other use cases. What it does is we empower the community to be able to talk to the municipalities. If a community has a mobile phone, what we do is that we deploy a platform or an app whereby a community person is able to take a picture, maybe of an illegal dump site, send that picture. That picture will reach the municipality to say, or log an incident, send it through the app, send it through to the municipality. The municipality is able to act on that. They'll either send people, or first they acknowledge that they have received by sending a reference number, and they send people, and once that incident has been closed, they're able to send that message back to say the incident is closed. So it can be used for multiple things. Maybe there is a dump site or anything illegal that we're trying to get the community to talk to the municipality in real time. And then we have traffic management. Yeah, I think that would have to, we can cover. So there is quite a few. So the message that I'm trying to give is that we are full on board in terms on our IoT services. Like I said, we can do POCs. Some of them are readily available. Please reach out to your local salespeople. They will talk to us. We have use cases. We have solution partners that are specialized. We can come and help and handheld you, and also to help you identify what challenges you have and how we can help resolve those challenges. That's me for today. Any questions?
Awesome, awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Susie. At this point, we are going to hand it back over to the floor just to respond or to react to the presentation that Susie has just given us, whether it's a comment, a reflection, a question. If you could just raise your hand and we will bring the mic to you. We have a question.
Hi, Susie. Thank you very much for your presentation. So if one would be interested in some of those services, how do we approach, who do we approach, how does that work?
I'll give it to you, Susie, to respond. The question was, if someone is interested in one of those services, who do they talk to?
So you can reach out to, like I said, to your local salespeople. We do support, like I said, if you want to do a POC, we're able to help you on that. I know most customers would like to trial the solution first. So reach out to your local salespeople and we are here to support.
Awesome, thanks, Susie. I'll just give it to Wandile to add on to your response.
All right, thanks, Susie. I think it's just to echo your words. We are definitely available. We have our sales teams locally, and we also are working with the group colleagues to deliver this solution. So if you do need any of these solutions, please do reach out. We are definitely there. Sure.
Thank you. Awesome. Do we have another question? Yes, I see another hand.
Okay. Hi, Susie. Thanks for the presentation. Just based on your use cases, I'd like to find out if you've explored maybe a use case of token loading management, whereby currently, maybe in the country, we buy our electricity tokens and we physically load them onto our devices. Have you maybe explored a use case whereby I buy the token on my mobile and I push it directly to my meter in my house, so as to avoid me loading the token physically once I get to the house? Also, a second one, maybe all of these devices, I'm supposing I'm going to be using some sort of data SIM card on them. Is there maybe possibly an application whereby maybe I've got 20 SIM cards, an application which I can use to manage and track my data usage? Because currently I think it's not possible for us to track our data usage once the device is physically sitting on a router somewhere.
Thank you. I'll hand it back over to you, Susie, to respond.
Okay. So I think I heard the first one. It's referencing to smart utilities. I didn't touch on that. So we do have a smart utilities product. What that means is it's an energy management solution together with a water management solution. So in South Africa, we are busy with what we received a transversal from our treasury, whereby we're rolling out that. So first, what we needed to do was a token identifier rollout, which we call a TIT rollout. So what that means is, because we're rolling out new prepaid electricity meters through municipalities, so we needed to provide our communities with new token IDs. So with that, what it means is, one, it helps municipalities to be able to manage and understand the usage of electricity in country, since we're having electricity issues in terms of the load on our electricity. We found that very huge. So what that means for the municipality is that each municipality is able to know and understand how many communities have these prepaid meters. Are they paying for electricity? Yes. How they do that? They buy a prepaid electricity meter token. That token ID is punched into the prepaid electricity meter box. So it helps the municipality to understand the load. Secondly, it helps the community to understand their load as well, and also with to correct the billing information as well. So yes, we do have that. The water monitoring one, similar to that as well, devices. So you're able to buy your water through a prepaid token. So it works in a similar situation, and benefits are both on the municipality and the community as well. The second one, what was the second question? Sorry, please repeat the second question.
Do you want to repeat?
Okay, the second one was in terms of all these devices, I'm supposing will be having some SIM card inserted with them.
Or
with
the data.
Yeah, the data monitoring. Maybe I've got 20,
Okay.
like an application.
Yes. Yes. I spoke earlier about a platform that we have. So we have a platform. It's where it's a SIM management platform. As a customer, you are able to buy your SIM cards from that particular platform. So we create an account for you. You exist on that platform. You're able to buy your SIM cards from there. You're able to buy and monitor your own data from that. SIM cards, it has the ability, if maybe there's one site where your SIM card is not, or your SIM cards are not active, you can pause and stage your SIM cards. So you have full control in terms of your data and your SIM cards. So you order, we deliver, or you can deactivate or activate your SIMs on that particular platform, and choose also the data plan that you want. So yes, that exists right now. We're rolling out actually, and I think Eswatini is one of the opcos that we are busy with now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Susie. I know we have some EEC colleagues in the house, so I just wanted to see if they want to respond to the topic on smart metering.
Okay.
Okay. No, I think we'll move forward. I'm not seeing a hand from EEC. So we'll go to the next question. I think we had a hand here, and then we'll move there, and we'll move to you, sir.
Hi,
Okay.
Susie. Looking at all the solutions, I'm realizing that there is a lot of data usage. I was asking if you have any backup solution there, because there's going to be a lot of data. I'm thinking from today, in 2025, maybe in 2035, I would want to recall something that happened in 2025, and I want to check through. I was asking if you have a solution with all the data analytics, backup solution. Thank you.
Over to you, Susie, to respond.
I heard a solution for data analytics.
I asked the question.
Is this to store data that can be retrieved?
Yes,
In
backup, like.
in the future as a backup?
Yes.
Yes, we do have cloud. I think that falls within the cloud space. We do have cloud hosting solutions that can help with that, and we do conform by regulations in terms of how long we keep the data. So we do have cloud hosting solutions that can help with that, and that can give you the analytics from that through platforms. I'm not a cloud hosting specialist, but yeah, we can to other people. Sorry, unfortunately, I'm the only one today.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Susie. We'll move to the next question.
Thank you, Susie, and thanks to MTN. My name is James Ngambule. I'm not from EEC. I'm from Eswatini Railways. So I can just submit that we are a big user of data in Eswatini, and maybe in the future, railway will be mentioned as one of the users, specifically the PTT solution. And I would be happy if we can mix it with that fleet management, because we'd like to manage while running trains. I'm more interested in what you mentioned but did not elaborate on, the global SIM card, because we find ourselves in operating across borders. So we'd like to have a solution that will take care even if you go outside of Eswatini. Thank you.
Okay. So global SIM, I think we are in the final stages of rolling that out. But yes, the product does exist, like I'm saying. We are in the final stages of working on the global SIM. So what that does, it allows you to move into different regions, but having that particular network. And also the added advantage of our global SIM is that you're able to monitor and manage it on our SIM management platform. So that's what we're adding into. So we will announce as soon as it is ready, but we add the final stages on that one. So yeah, once again, talk to your local salesperson. They can reach out to us and then we're able to help.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next question.
Thank you very much, Sus. And I will start by appreciating all the solutions that you have presented today. They are very much interesting. We really appreciate as they are aligned to the fourth industrial revolution and most of our, I will say, digital transformation initiatives in the different industries. I'm more concerned with the agricultural management solutions, those that are supporting farmers, like the livestock tracking, IoT devices. So I would just like to understand if those devices or the technologies that will be, like for instance, the one that would be on the, let me say, that livestock, like the wearable IoT device, does it have capabilities for storing data offline, and then when you are back online, you can also be able to upload the data to the internet? Because sometimes there will be connectivity cuts due to maybe weather conditions and things like that. So, but since reliability will be on now this device in management of the livestock, so will there be a way of ensuring that even if you are not that device is not connected to internet, but it will still store the information that can then be uploaded to the internet once connectivity is back? And also, on another note, I'm also concerned about, maybe now not to you, Sus, but to MTN Eswatini. I would like to know if there are plans to have pilot projects for these solutions in Eswatini, where maybe we can even go and benchmark so that we can learn more and see practically if these solutions really can assist. Thank you very much.
Okay. So if you recall what I said on our solutions on our devices, right? So you control when you want to be notified. So if you are managing and monitoring your livestock, you put a collar in, you go off-site, or maybe you lose connectivity. So you would have prior to that set a rule to say that I want a feed every 30 minutes or an hour, right? So when you get back onto that platform, it would have had that data. So yes, you're able to retrieve and have that data back. Did I answer your question? So it's all about the platform. For each and every solution, you have a platform that you say, on this platform, I want it to send me notification when the belt is tempered, when this and this and that. So even if I think somebody else is talking.
No, please continue. We're listening.
Okay. Yeah. So based on what you would have predefined, that information will come back to you, even also on the mapping, on the routing. So you're able to, let's say your kettle has moved. It's something that I didn't mention. So what it does, the technology say, you're able to trace where your livestock is moving, right? And the other thing maybe that's good to mention is to say, with the collars or with the animal tracking wearables, because these devices so because of the price and because also of the number of the animals, let's say you have 100 cattle. Ideally, you wouldn't want to put a live track on each and every cattle, but you want to create an illusion that each cattle is tracked. So what we do, we offer a actual belt with an actual device, right? So normally we put it in your alpha animals so that, you know, the others, when they follow. Let's say out of 100, you say, I want to take 20, but those are alphas. And then the rest, the 80, we put a dummy device. It's exact look-alike, like the actual one. But your intruders or your thieves, they wouldn't know. So you as a farmer would know, right? And you're able to see history pattern to say, okay, they're moving this way and this, and you're able to backtrack on that. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about that. Does that answer or does it trigger more questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Susie. We are satisfied with the response, and I'm very excited to hear that. But we do have a live broadcast on YouTube, on Facebook as well, and we are receiving questions from that audience as well. And somebody is asking, are there any regulatory concerns around using drones for commercial purposes in Eswatini? So I think I'm just going to ask one of our MTNers to respond and just give us guidance to that question.
Thanks, Sandra. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mpumzeni Lukela from MTN. Fortunately, I'm also not from EEC. To answer the question, yes, we do have regulations around drones in Eswatini, which are spearheaded by the Eswatini Civil Aviation Authority, which is ESWACA. But flying a drone for private purposes is not a crime. So when you're in your house, you can probably take pictures of your, that's what we call hobbyist drone flying. So you do it as a hobby. But now if you want to do it in public areas for commercial purposes, you need to get clearance from ISWACA, and obviously bearing in mind that there are also other restricted areas. Even if you do have that authority, you can't just go near them. I think critical infrastructure, a red marked zone, we know airports and stuff like that. So ESWACA is the one who is actually regulating drones in Eswatini. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Mpumzeni from MTN. I will take one last hand before the end of our session with Susie this morning. If anyone else has a question or a reflection on Susie's presentation, yes, we do have one. Okay, it looks like we have two. I'll make it the last two hands this morning.
Sorry, my second question was not answered.
Please go ahead, sir.
That was about the pilot projects.
Could you please repeat the question, sir, so that we are sure to have somebody respond to it?
Yes, about these solutions, these nice solutions, do we have plans to have a pilot project in Eswatini where maybe we can get opportunity to benchmark from those pilot projects to see if these solutions are going to work for us. Because, you know, there can be nice solutions as they are, but obviously connectivity issues that we have in the country and all the likes, even including the affordability for our smallholder farmers, for an example. So we need to somehow have it in the context of Eswatini to see if these solutions can work. So those pilot projects can really be an opportunity to us, for us to see if these nice solutions are going to work as expected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a beautiful question. Thank you for bringing it back, sir. I'll give it to Wandile Dlamini to respond.
Thanks, Sandra. Direct response to that is yes, definitely. We are open to offering POCs. We already have some POCs that we are running on some of these solutions with some of our customers locally. So if you do need to test your environment, please do contact us. We definitely will be there to assist. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have one last question.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Simon. For a while now, I've been doing some research within the African continent, especially within the tech and then transport industry. I wanted to find out, especially with the proliferation of devices and then contactless cards, do you have any solution within the transport industry, especially when Africa is moving a lot towards cashless systems? Do you have any solution within the transport industry that utilizes technology and devices and contactless cards? That's what I want to know.
I'll give it to you, Susie, to respond.
Can you please repeat? I didn't hear that.
Okay, so what I'm asking
Hello?
is...
I didn't get that. It was a bit muffled. Can you please repeat that?
Okay, so what I'm asking is, within the technology industry, especially when it comes to transport, do you have any solution, especially when we have devices communicating with contactless cards and cashless systems? Do you have any solution that actually utilizes technology within the transport sector? Most importantly, within the intercity and then the cross-country transport services?
Lady, I need you to repeat that because I think it's too far. I can't hear clearly. Can somebody just translate it for me, please?
I think the question was towards, of course, sir, you'll correct me if I captured it incorrectly, but I think he was asking about any solutions available for public transport, for the public transport sector.
Transport.
Yes. Particularly looking at payment systems, or rather
Okay.
cashless payment systems.
Okay. Yeah, we had in one of our public transport, in a sense of students transiting from one university to the other. We don't have one yet, but we do have a pool of solution partners that can help us deliver in that. I know that in the Western Cape, they did reach out looking for that particular solution to see how to student moving from one campus into the other, which is more or less the same solution that we can use for public transport. But if you put out a request, we're able to reach out to our solution partners and they can help. But it's not something that we have in-house yet.
Okay. Thank you very much.
But, and also, I just want to emphasize on something, is to say, should there be a request for a solution, and it's a solution that we don't have. We have a delivery method, what we call a bespoke solution, because what we do understand is to say, not all solutions are cut or are cut made for to resolve everyone's problem. So you can have a customer who has a specific solution if the opportunity is huge enough, so we are able to deliver on that through our bespoke delivery method. So we do have a team that specifically focuses on bespoke solutions. So yes, we are able to help.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Susie. Because I'm feeling generous today, I'll just take one last hand if there is any. One last hand. We are in a seminar after all. Okay, it looks like we are all satisfied, which is amazing. So thank you very much, Susie, for your beautiful presentation, beautiful solutions that you have presented to us today. May we please give her a round of applause. I hope you could hear that round of applause, Susie. The house is very happy.
Somebody put a, I think it's Brielle, or put a camera, so at least now I can
now
see.
You can see.
That I'm not talking to myself.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Thank you very much once again for your beautiful presentation. And definitely the team will be in touch. And just to encourage everybody in the room once again, these solutions are available. So please feel free to contact your EBU contact person within MTN to have access to these solutions that Susie has presented to us. One last time, another round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you for the time and taking the time to listen to me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was Susie Holomo from the MTN Innovation Center. Now, I'm very excited that this morning we also have our CEO, MTN CEO. He has joined us this morning. And of course, it would be very inappropriate of me to continue without asking him, so Mr. Wandile Mjali, I'm very sorry to put you on the spot, sir, but we would be very incorrect to continue without hearing from you.
Hello. Ninjani. It's good to see all of you, a full house today. I should have been here to welcome you, but I think certainly you're welcomed. We at MTN are excited to have these seminars, and I'm sure some of you that have attended some of the seminars before. This is something that we do routinely now, almost every quarter. The intention really is to impact knowledge to our customers, particularly our enterprise customers, because we believe that for us to succeed as a business, we must also make you succeed as well. So certainly we're here to support you. Feel free to reach out to us as MTN. Maybe perhaps a few comments from my side as you engage today, and make sure that you have something that you can come out of here with, something that you can go and apply in your various businesses, and make sure that from this session onwards, you'll just to see some transformation and change within your business. Really for us, it's very important at MTN that we really drum the issue of digital transformation in all our businesses. And we talk about this thing because we are doing it exactly in our environment. If you go to MTN today, chances are you will not even see a piece of paper that is moving around within our business. And everything that we do now is online, either it's been cloud-based or it is an application that is being run by our IT department. This is really the journey that we want to get to. Today at MTN, we talk more about some of the IoTs that we're talking about today. We speak about solutions that are AI-driven, which is what we want to share with you today. So if you want some experience and some expertise on these areas, please do speak to us, and we'll be able to share with you what are some of the things that I believe will be successful in your own environment as well. So what we're talking about today is really something that we at MTN are applying, and this is what we want to share with businesses today. And really the benefits, you will see them, driving businesses around, efficiencies, So and if you look at it in terms of amounts that you save when you do digital transformation, it is unbelievable. Some of these solutions, you can get 30–40% savings in efficiencies just in your environment. And so it is something that you must really take into consideration. And also the way that you upskill your own people. You're giving them a new skill that perhaps they would have not known over the past 3 or 5 years. And so going forward, you then tend to see that people now deliver much better, much quicker because of the transformation that you would have applied in your businesses. Again, this is something that we want to instill in each of our businesses across the Kingdom of Eswatini. And I think, again, if you look at the where the Ministry of ICT is going, transforming Eswatini into a digital hub, this is exactly what we want to do at MTN. Making sure that we can support this initiative and making sure that each and every company, each and every business in Eswatini is transformed digitally, but also see the benefit of doing that, so that we can then, all of us then say, indeed, Eswatini is a digital hub for the African continent. And so this is really what we want to achieve today. I won't even go into the numbers on how we have been able to achieve, but certainly if you sit down with us and get to the details, you really appreciate and experience what we've been able to do at MTN. And I believe that from this moment going forward, you'll then be able to see that happening in your own environment. I think for me, without going much, it's really to welcome you, but also feel free, let us engage, let us ask those difficult questions. We've got some of our group expertise from our MTN group environment. They can help us to be able to unpack some of the solutions, but also if things that we might not have today, certainly we can then be able to come back to you and give you a right solution for your need. Because what is important is for all of us in the room, let us address the needs of our customers. You are here because you've got customers back there that need a particular service, a particular need, and we're addressing those needs and making sure that we give it to them at the best efficiency, at the best price, but also making sure that at the end of the day, we also make money in it and we will remain profitable in our businesses as well. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thanks to the MTN team as well for putting together this very important session, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. That was MTN CEO, Mr. Wandile Mtshali. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to take learnings from our industry friends. And all the way from Zimbabwe in Massawa, we're very excited to introduce another friend to MTN. And also another industry expert with a wealth of knowledge. Now, this gentleman who's about to speak to us now, his name is Constantine Costa Nyanzero. And as I've said, he's all the way from Zimbabwe at a company called, a tech company called Masawara. And Costa is, he has over 10 years of experience in tech and innovation, and he leads cross-sector digital transformation at Masawara as head of innovation and technology, covering ICT, mining tech, finance, and venture building. He's about to share with us part of his wealth of knowledge and definitely another amazing session. So I do encourage, ladies and gentlemen, that we sit back again and listen, absorb all this amazing information, and we will have a Q&A interactive session after his presentation. Costa, over to you, sir. Costa, can you hear us?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed, sir. We can see your screen projecting your presentation.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak to seminar. As the introducer facilitator said, my name is Constantine Nyanzero. I work for a company called Masawara. So Masawara is a multinational. We are in 23 companies. We have got 23 companies in 10 countries across Africa. And my role on a day-to-day basis is to strategize around innovation and technology. And I think it's quite critical for us, the way we frame it, innovation and technology, not technology and innovation. because technology is now become the underlining and underpinning thing in everything we do. In finance, be it in procurement, be it in marketing, we use technology, but we have to constantly be innovating around its use. So that's why it's framed that way. I want to start with this thought. Connectivity is not just about faster internet. It is about who owns the future. In Africa, the Internet of Things isn't simply about gadgets or smart dashboards. It's the nervous system of our economies. So whoever controls that system, whoever collects, stores, and uses the data, will indefinitely shape the decisions, the profits, and the progress of our nations. So what's the good news? Africa has the opportunity to own what it connects with unmatched strengths. Firstly, 60% of the world's unused arable land is in Africa and is ready to become precision agribusiness that feeds the continent and beyond. We've got 30% of the global mineral reserves, which are ready to be mined more safely, more efficiently, and with more value staying in our region. And I think you've seen the conversations around the continent where we've started to speak about data sovereignty. We've started to speak about issues to do with beneficiation of resources on the continent. And I think it begs a bigger question. What role does technology play? What role does connectivity play in all of those things? So connectivity, when done right, is the great equalizer. IoT, when applied well, is the great accelerator. So the question is not, will Africa be connected? Definitely we will be. The real question, I think, for everyone in the room should be, will Africa own what it connects? Today, I want to answer those questions by looking at, and originally, my presentation was going to be about two things. But I think of late, because of what has happened with Santaco and MTN, it's going to be focusing on three things. It's going to be focusing on the Santaco and MTN partnership. It's going to be focusing on agriculture, and then it's also going to be focusing on mining. And we're going to try and show how IoT can transform them from the ground up. So Africa, IoT can become Africa's economic nervous system. Right? And what's the opportunity? The opportunity that we sit on is to realize that IoT is not just about devices. It's about creating a value chain from the moment data is captured to the moment it changes a business decision and shows up on your profit and loss or on your balance statement. These are the four levers leaders need to get right, regardless of the sector. So we'll start with connectivity. This is the foundation. If you can't connect your assets reliably and securely, everything else collapses. Without dependable connectivity, your IoT investments will fail before it starts. So a mine shaft with a private LTE, a farm with satellite IoT for remote irrigation shows the backbone that is implemented. But however, we have to also think about small-scale farmers. We have to think about small-scale miners. We call them zamazamas in South Africa. In Zimbabwe, they've got a very, very different name as well, and across the continent as well. So we have to think about things that we build for, especially for the continent. And the key question here is, do you have reliable, secure reach to our critical assets? And the KPIs to watch if you're a business leader is, do you have enough coverage? What is the uptime? What is the unit cost? And then you've got data platforms. Data is useless if it sits in silos or can be trusted. Aggregating and governing data is a strategic asset. It shapes how fast and accurately you can make decisions. For an example is a dairy farmer with a shared analytics platform for milk quality data, or a logistics firm integrating fleet telemetry into one dashboard. And I think these are some of the things that we need to look at from an African context, where we are pooling resources, where we are bringing different people in the same field together so that they can actually be able to afford certain things. Because platforms are expensive, and platforms are the things that are now giving us insights, right? Then decision-making, essentially. The true test of IoT is whether it changes decisions at the edge and in the boardroom. This is where operational insight becomes competitive advantage. For example, switching maintenance schedules based on sensor alerts or changing plant dates based on real-time weather data. One of the things that we are seeing, especially in the villages where we are from, with our grandparents, traditionally we've bought them seeds at the end of the year so that they can actually plant and have harvest, so that for subsistence farming. And most of the time, what we found over the past 4 or 5 years is they've planted very early, the rains have come late. When they've tried to replant, there's been too much water. And recently there were floods in Botswana, which practically destroyed any chance they had of agriculture, and actually also destroyed assets as well. And when we start using technology, when we start using IoT, we can now start tracing and tracking the weather and planting very, very, very differently. And I think the key question to ask is, does data actually change decisions at the edge in the boardroom? So the key KPIs to watch: decision latency and percentage of process automated, because data and IoT for IoT's sake without impact is quite useless. And then we also look at business value. If it's not delivering measurable return on investment, it's just a pilot forever, right? IoT is to tie directly into the business outcomes: improved safety, reduced downtime, and higher yield, and leading to lower costs. An example, especially in the mining sector, where we play a lot, a mine reducing downtime by 20% is quite critical, because it saves a lot of money and gives a lot of revenue back to the business. Or a farmer improving yields by 15% through precision agriculture. So what you find is, if you're in South Africa, farmers who are farming maize, for example, they're receiving 6 to 8 tons per hectare. In other parts of the continent, they're receiving between 1 and 1.6 tons. And that's because South Africa has gone ahead and invested in the connectivity backbone, and which I think MTN has played a very large role. They've also invested in IoT and the science behind actually farming. And this is something that as an opportunity to be spread to the small scale farmers. But definitely, like someone said earlier in the room, issues that have to do with access to connectivity and cost have to be looked into for they to have a good. I think one of the critical things about IoT as it's implemented in a business is to know that leaders need to own this journey. IoT is not an IT project, it's a strategic capability. The priority is to control your data, to shorten the time from event to decision, and measure every IoT initiative against a PLO, profit and loss metric. And I think for me, one of the things that I think that's really excited me about this partnership, right, is Santaco moves around 15 million people daily. And literally they're moving the economy. But there are issues to do with the routes, there are issues to do with safety, there are issues to do with delays. And this is the responsibility that MTN has taken on by their partnership, right? Now, my first experience in a South African taxi, I got into a taxi and I did not know that the taxi was not in its correct route. What followed there was a very traumatic event as the taxis chased each other across the Joburg streets. And I'm happy that through this partnership, it's something that's probably won't happen to a lot of people. But it shows that when you start using high-end technology to meet needs at the local level, you start gaining a real impact rather than us getting internet for the sake of internet. Jumping into my first case study, agriculture is one of Africa's most strategic assets. As I mentioned earlier, we hold 60% of the world's unused arable land, but in too many places, farming is still driven by instinct and delayed feedback, and not by real-time data. So part of the challenges that we have is we've got limited visibility. Farmers can't see where every animal is, how crops are performing, or where their resources are wasted. I think the biggest example that we have in my village, certainly, and I always refer to it because I'm always speaking to my grandfather, is that livestock losses are only discovered days after days, and water is overused because soil moisture isn't monitored. So they never have real-time information. After 3, 4, 5 days, when they've been counting the cattle, after people have been going through the mountain searching, only can they find that a cow is dead. And by that time, it has already infected the cows if it's an infection. We also have reactive decision-making. Decisions happen after problems arise, reacting to drought, theft, or pest outbreaks rather than anticipating them. And I've also mentioned we have things like low productivity per hectare. Without precise data on soil, weather, and livestock health, yields stay well below the potential. And if someone can get 8 tons on a hectare and someone get 1 ton on a hectare, it means that there's a bit of an information gap there. And definitely what then happens is it's harder to meet export standards due to inconsistent quality. The opportunity that exists are things such as full asset visibility through IoT. The previous speaker was speaking about GPS livestock collars, which track location and health in real time. There are also soil sensors, which monitor moisture levels and nutrient content. She also spoke about drones. Someone spoke about drones. Drones and satellite imagery detect crop stress early. And recently, I was working with a group that is doing blueberry farming and exports. And then one of the things that they did was we got to a farm, and the agronomist was carrying a very big briefcase. And I was intrigued to see how this guy is going to do his assessment of the farm. He opened his briefcase, set up his drone. The drone went up. 3 days later, he came back with a full report which shows what type of soils they have, where their water sources are, how they can plant crops, how the soil type is going to change over time, etc. And this is something that would have taken years to do in previous years. Then another opportunity is also proactive decision making. Irrigation triggered by soil data, feed distribution adjusted automatically based on annual condition. These are some of the things that ensure that we have consistent production, especially in the animal husbandry section. Pest and disease threats predicted and acted upon before losses occur. And this allows us, especially for the companies, we have got a couple of companies in the insurance and in the brokerage business. They're leaning heavily into using drones and technology for the farmers that they cover, because most of the time they cover farmers for disease and for drought. And by implementing technology, they are avoiding losses by being proactive. And then the last thing there is the last opportunity is higher productivity and market access. As yields increase through precision input and management, it means that the revenue for the farmer increases as well. There's quality and compliance tracking, which open up premium export markets. Whenever you export into, especially the EU, into the Western markets, they do audit traces where they trace how you farm, they trace the quality of your goods, etc. When you implement technology, you sort of like give them an insight into your farming process, which improves reliability. I think for agricultural leaders, right, the real question isn't where the IoT works, it's where do you start? The highest returns come from solving one pain point first, proving a return on investment, then scaling across the entire farm or supply chain. Technology has to be scalable, and its implementation has to be scaled. Its results will trickle down until they get fully blown. And I think especially for small scale farmers, some of the possible quick wins which they can delve into are things like livestock theft prevention in high theft zones, irrigation optimization in water scarce regions, cold chain monitoring for export compliance. Those are things that you can start with and then roll backwards or roll forwards, which can actually start showing results. And I think in all of these things, connectivity plays a very, very critical and a central point. When we look also at mining, right? Mining is one of Africa's biggest economic engines, certainly for South Africa and the large parts of West Africa as well. Even Central Africa, especially in the Congo region. The continent holds about 30% of the global mineral reserves, which haven't been mined yet. The biggest industry challenges aren't just geological, they are operational, they're environmental, and they're safety related. This is where IoT has proven to be very transformative. Some of the challenges that exist today in mining, whether they're in a large-scale mine or small-scale mine, number one, safety risk in a hazardous environment, worker exposure to poor quality air, dust, and unstable conditions, and then accidents often detected too late to prevent serious consequences. Number two, we've got unplanned equipment downtime, where the machinery failures halt operations, costing thousands of dollars and millions an hour. Maintenance is often reactive rather than predictive. And the third thing is reactive compliance with regulations. Environmental and safety reporting happens after incidents or scheduled inspection, not in real time. There's a slow response to violations, which can lead to fines and reputational damage for most farmers. That's why you find that there's something as blood diamonds, and blood diamonds are not sold on the open market. It's sort of like a punishment that is there for failure to comply with certain regulations that are there. The opportunities that exist, especially with IoT for this sector, we have got real-time monitoring of safety and environment through sensors that detect dust levels, dust particles, and vibrations, alerting teams before thresholds are reached. There's worker wearable devices for live location tracking and underground. And I think the previous speaker was speaking about body cams. And this is something that we are seeing more and more, which is being explored. There's previously, we used to have a cap lamp, and the cap lamp would have a light, and then you'd have a gas monitor, and then people were going to add a camera. And I think one of the things that's being done now is to have a cap lamp which has a gas monitor and a camera, so that it can have real-time access to what's going on underground when you are overhead. Right. Then we also have another opportunity, which is predictive maintenance to avoid downtime. Vibration and temperature monitoring on critical equipment identifies wear before it leads to failure, and this is quite critical underground, where I think we have seen over time in South Africa and in other areas where mines have fallen in and people have been trapped for periods spanning up to even a month underground. And the ability to be able to tell before this happens is quite critical, because it can prevent loss of lives. And then you can also do maintenance schedules based on usage and condition, not just time. And what often happens is we treat certain safety hazards, like with the way we treat cars, where we say, listen, my car goes to service every 5,000 kilometers, rather than actually having sensors that can, that, you know what, you might need to be looked at now, rather than waiting for you to go to service at the scheduled time, because it might mean the difference between life and death. And then I think what's quite critical is continuous compliance tracking and reporting. I think for any IT or CTO, IT manager or CTO in the room, I'm sure you've been working on things that have to do with data compliance, etc. And I think most people look at data compliance as another layer or another hoop that auditors are bringing in for you to jump. But I actually look at it as a strategic advantage. If you're able to own your data, if you are able to use it, it becomes a competitive advantage when you start looking at the insights that come into it, and then start to improve your product or delivery, or your internal operations. So things like logging for safe data, instant reporting for regulators and stakeholders, which is just admin time and risk of penalties, allow you to be able to optimize your operations. And I think for mining executives, right, IoT isn't about adding gadgets to the pit. It's about cost savings. It's about operational continuity. The leaders getting ahead are the ones who treat IoT as part of their core risk and performance strategy. And like I said, you have, if you've got an IT strategy, right, and then you've got a data strategy within your business, separate from a business strategy, I think you're already failing. IT and data strategy should be a core component of your business strategy, and this includes things like connectivity and IoT. So here is just a grid that we use in some of our operations, right? And I'll walk you through quickly. So in underground gold mining, the stakes are quite high. About the terms of production, in terms of safety and asset life. A hot truck or a drill rig is offline can cost upwards of 25,000 in lost output. On average, this mine was losing, the mine which we were looking at was losing 30 hours a month to unplanned breakdowns. The problem was maintenance was reactive, right? You fix it when it fails. Breakdowns often happen in high-risk zones underground. Equipment lifespan was being cut short due to avoidable wear and tear. And one of the solutions that was implemented was a vibration, temperature, and hydraulic pressure sensors on the key machines. With this fed data into real-time monitoring through a platform with AI-based fault detection. And this shifted from fixed interval servicing to condition-based maintenance, which is quite critical. You have to be able to fix something in anticipation rather than as a corrective measure. And part of the strategic results that came out, right, was there was downtime reduction, which was 20% fewer unplanned stoppages in the first year. There was cost efficiency because there was maintenance spend reduced by 15%. The lifespan extended by 2 years. Safety as well, there was a lower risk of breakdowns in hazardous underground areas. And the return on investment mostly, right, that's what my employers look at. They are not interested in me saying I want a new toy. The project paid for itself within 14 months, which is quite critical. And I think the takeaways for this is that this isn't about gadgets, right? It's about linking asset health direct to the P&L performance. It's about ownership of the data, which allowed the mine to benchmark across fleets and sites. Decision speed improved dramatically from days to hours between fault detection and intervention. And this approach is scalable in any field, right? Once the framework is built, you can roll it out across multiple operations. And the lesson here was simple for us. Predictive maintenance is not engineering, is not an engineering side project. It's a leadership tool for maximizing return on capital assets, reducing operational risk and creating a competitive advantage. So in closing, I think I'm 2 slides away from closing. Every IoT success story, whether in agriculture, mining, or any other industry, is built on a layered infrastructure. Without all the layers working together, you won't see the value, the business value at the top, right? So we start with the sensors and devices, which is the foundation layer. This is where data starts. And examples like GPS collars on cattle, soil moisture probes, vibration sensors on mining equipment. And the goal here is really accurate, continuous, and reliable data capture. And if you invest in devices fit for your environment, there will be a big upside to it. And then you go on to connectivity, right? This is the bridge between the physical world and your analytics environment. And this can be 4G, this can be 5G for high speed, satellite IoT for remote sites, or SD-WANs, lower power range coverage, or even a private LTE for secure industrial operations. You choose the connectivity that matches the operational context that you have. And I think MTN is a great partner because they've got a suite of solutions from small scale to enterprise connectivity. And then you look at the data platforms, right? This is where raw data becomes structured, usable information. This is where you meet cloud storage and analytics. And today, often it's with artificial intelligence and machine learning engines to detect data patterns. As a leader, I think one of the things they should be able to do is to ensure data governance. Who owns what, who can access what, and integration across systems to avoid siloed data assets. And then you go into the applications and insights layer, where you find dashboards, real-time alerts, predictive maintenance models. This is what your teams actually see and use. Right? And I think from a leadership point of view, you should be able to design insights to fit workflows, operators, managers, and executives, because they all need different levels of visibility. And the top layer, which is where most people will be looking at, is the business outcomes, which is the top layer. This is the reason the stake exists, for higher yield, reduced downtime, or improved safety or cost savings. You need to be able to tie each outcome to a measurable KPI in the P&L so that IoT projects don't drift into innovation theater, which is what most of we as IT professionals are accused of, right? The important thing to remember is that this is an IT diagram, what you're looking at. It's a leadership framework. If you own every layer of this stake, you control the flow from sensor to shareholder value. And I think most of the time, right, we find that as IT people, we are leading at the edge of chaos, and deliberately it's edge and it's edge as well. And what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to realize that we need to move from talking about digital transformation to piloting and scaling IoT initiatives. And I think just talking about the ability for them to be able to do pilots, which is quite critical when you come to justify your budgets. We need to commit to fast experimentation. We need to start small, we learn fast and scale what works. We need to be able to build cross-functional teams that integrate operations, IT, and finance from day one. IoT and digital transformation is not an IT department prerogative. It's an entire business prerogative, right? We need to protect data ownership and governance as a strategic asset because all of these devices we're talking about, the thing that they produce is data, and it's quite critical. And for me, I think we need to be able to understand something, right? Which is the technology is ready. What's at stake is who owns the capability and the value that it creates. And in closing, I think when you're taking the leap as an IT manager or an IT professional, I always say to all of my CTOs the 4 things that I always want to see when they start talking about new improvements or when they start asking about for money. Identify one process in your organization that can benefit from IoT this quarter. Assign leadership, sponsorship, and not just technical oversight. Because when something doesn't have leadership, sponsorship, it becomes a sideshow. Because IT is seen as a cost center rather than an enabler. And that, I think, needs to change quickly if we are going to catch up as a continent. You also, number 3, you need to measure impact in business terms. This is cost saved, revenue gained, and risks reduced. Number 4, you share learnings with your peers so that we can build Africa's IoT knowledge base together. In the next decade, Africa's competitiveness will be shaped by who connects, by who collects, who decides the opportunities is ours. Let's lead. The real question before us is not just about networks or sensors or dashboards. It's about shaping this area that is the currents of competitive. The ones who connect, who collect space for the next years. For Africa's businesses and industries, this is not a distant opportunity. It's right here and it's ready. And the leaders who move now will be the ones who define the standards, who own the capabilities and who capture the value. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Costa. That was indeed a beautiful presentation. And at this point, we're going to take it back to the floor for reactions, questions, and comments to Costa's presentation. If you could just raise your hand and we'll bring the mic close to you. Any questions, comments, or reactions? Okay, we have a question over here.
Good morning. Good morning, Costa.
Good morning.
Yes. Just wanted to check with you in terms of the investment versus the output versus the customer readiness to be able to take on an investment like that. Do you have any learnings around the connectivity side, that is rolling out private networks for customers? As you know, that a private network, it means that whole investment is going to one customer. Would you have any learnings from your 23 operations where you balanced out the customer's needs of connectivity and the investment, especially the first outlay of that investment as you put down that connectivity? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Costa, to respond.
I think that's a great question, and I think it's an existential crisis, especially in the connectivity field. You've got a mine which is 70, 100 Ks from your main line. They want connectivity, and probably plus a private network. But you start with actually pulling fiber to their mine. The person who pays expensive venture, right? I think the experience that we've had with that is we own a connectivity company called Dande. It's I think it's about 27 years old. It's in Botswana, it's in Zimbabwe, it's in Namibia, Malawi right now, and especially in the mining sector is where you find requests where you have to pull fiber, and then the mine, you have to negotiate with the mine, and there has to be shared value on both sides, right? In the sense that the mine must be willing to put in money for them to be able to be connected. But they can do this with anyone. So you also have to put your skin in the game. But you also have to say, what we've done is we've said to about 2 mines, we will pull fiber to your site, we'll keep you connected. But we have to sign an agreement that's, let's say, 5 to 10 years. And in this agreement, you're going to take this amount of data. And with this amount of data, you are going to pay X amount, and then we are going to amortize this over a certain period. And it has to be layered with other services that you can provide to the mine so that they actually regain the value that is there. Because it's an expensive process. And right now, people have got alternatives. They can just say we're going to use Starlink or any of these terrestrial satellite services that are there. So I think the answer there, the short answer there is shared value, which can be realized over time for both parties, for both partners. You actually have to be able to say, for the mine, this is what we're going to improve. So how we did was we gave them connectivity, but we also answered some of their questions around IoT. They wanted an underground network, which we implemented a leaky feeder. They also were looking for sensors for some of their hard-to-reach places so that they could still get to see what's going on. And we partnered with certain OEMs that are there, and these OEMs put sensors on trucks, etc. And then we ended up with a pedestrian avoidance system that was fully powered with our network. So there was value there for them because the upside was they'd reduced time for when there was a breakdown. Whenever there's an accident, they have to close the mine for about 30 days. So this wasn't happening anymore because of the pedestrian avoidance system. And I think for us, we had to look for communities that were in the neighborhood, that were in the surrounding area, for us to be able to also give them internet so that we can lower the cost of implementation for us. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Costa. I don't know if there's another question, another reaction to the presentation before we move forward. Okay, thank you very much, Costa. Thank you for your time and thank you for your beautiful presentation this morning. May we please give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. That was Costa from Masawara, ladies and gentlemen. And at this time, we have come to the point where we'll just take a quick tea break, and then we will come back to continue with more presentations. Now, during our tea break, we're going to beam up our registration QR code, and we request that we please just make sure that we register. We would love to continue the conversation with you beyond today. So please do register and give us your details. The team will beam it up right here. So you can just scan the QR code and give us your details. Ladies and gentlemen, we will go to our tea break. We have some coffee and tea outside, and then we will come back in 15 minutes. That will be 10 minutes after 11.
Good morning. Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, everyone. As introduced, my name is Zanelis Konze, and I'm from Eswatini Bank. Thank you for being here. Thank you to MTN Eswatini for inviting us. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of Eswatini Bank again. Well, for too long, the narrative... the lighting... For too long, the narrative around banking has been one of brick and mortar branches and manual transactions. But the world is changing, and we at Eswatini Bank are not just observers, we are active participants to this change. We are embracing a digital revolution that is reshaping how we serve our customers, how we operate, and how we contribute to the economic growth of our kingdom. This journey is not merely about adopting new technology. It is about building a more inclusive, efficient, and resilient financial ecosystem. It is about ensuring that every citizen, from the bustling urban centers to the most remote rural communities, has access to secure and convenient financial services. This is a crucial step towards bridging the financial inclusion gap, a goal that the Central Bank of Eswatini and the Financial Services Regulatory Authority have championed so effectively. A key part of our bank strategy is the development of a robust user needs-specific digital products. I want to highlight, for example, the Eswatini Bank mobile application, which is more than just a tool for checking balances. It is a full-featured banking platform that empowers our customers with the ability to perform a wide range of services, from paying bills, transferring funds to the Momo platform, and buying electricity to managing their cards, all with enhanced security. This app is a clear demonstration of the bank's direct investment in creating a seamless, user-friendly digital experience that brings the branch to the customer's fingertips. Furthermore, this institutional innovation extends into powerful partnerships. The invaluable collaboration with MTN Eswatini is a partnership that recognizes a fundamental truth. Modern banking cannot exist in isolation. Telecommunications and financial services are converging, and by working together, we can leverage our combined strengths to create solutions that were previously unimaginable. The integration of mobile money services such as Momo with traditional banking platforms has been a game changer. For instance, the collaboration of Eswatini Bank has allowed Momo agents to transfer funds from their mobile wallets into the bank accounts in real time. This eliminates the need for physical cash deposits, enhances security, and provides a seamless bridge between the digital and the traditional financial worlds. It is a clear demonstration of how a bank and a mobile network operator can create a powerful relationship that benefits both business and individual customers. The spirit of collaboration is further exemplified by the groundbreaking Shesha digital wallet service, an initiative of Eswatini Bank. Shesha is a testament to our collective commitment to financial inclusion. It provides banking services to both bank and non-bank holders, account holders, through a network of local agents, bringing banking closer to communities and eliminating the need to travel long distances to branches or ATMs. This service, accessible via the Eswatini Bank app or simple USSD code, it's designed to be inclusive and easy to use for everyone, regardless of their phone's capabilities. The spirit of digital innovation within Eswatini Bank also extends to the physical storefront. The introduction of Eswatini Bank Merchant Post of Sale provides a secure and efficient way for businesses of all sizes, especially SMEs, to accept card payments. By reducing the risks of costs associated with handling cash and by providing a seamless, secure payment experience, this technology empowers our entrepreneurs and retail businesses to thrive in a modern economy. The POS system is not just a payment device, it's a tool that provides business owners with detailed transaction records and helps them manage their cash flow more effectively, which is a vital need for sustainable growth. The real-time transfer capability and the innovative Shesha wallet are a direct result of the foundational infrastructure on the Eswatini national payment switch. This domestic payment switch, a national initiative from the Central Bank of Eswatini, is the infrastructure that enables genuine interoperability across all payment services providers, from banks to non-banks. By actively participating in the system, Eswatini Bank's digital strategy aligns directly with the nation's broader vision for a cash-light economy, proving that individual institutional access is intrinsically linked to the collective advancement of our entire financial ecosystem. Through such partnerships and national initiatives, we are not just offering new products, we are empowering communities. We are enabling small and medium enterprises to receive payments more efficiently, and we are giving our people the tools to manage their finances with ease at the palm of their hands. Looking ahead, we must continue to invest in robust digital infrastructure, continue fostering a culture of innovation, and most importantly, equip our people with the digital skills they need to thrive in this new era. The digital transformation of Eswatini's banking sector is more than a trend. It is a commitment to a brighter and more prosperous and digitally empowered future for all. Thank you so much.
Before she sits down, let's just find out if we have any reactions, reflections, or questions to her presentation. No, Masanya Saba, because she's there. I can bring her back. I have the powers that be. Okay, going once, going twice. Thank you very much. Another round of applause. You know, I think what stood out for me in her presentation was just the collaborations and how far that has taken Eswatini Bank in implementing their digital strategy. So I really just want to commend Eswatini Bank for that. Definitely we do see it. And of course, my most favorite collaboration is the one with MTN Momo. And I think we do see the impact that it has out there. So thank you very much for sharing the Eswatini Bank story. And again, we commend you for the amazing work done. May we please give Eswatini Bank another round of applause. Now, earlier, ladies and gentlemen, you will remember that during Susie's presentation, I think somebody asked a question about cloud solutions, and I think particularly they were speaking about cloud storage solutions that can be available if you have a lot of data. What solutions can be available for you to store your data on cloud? And I'm very excited to introduce this next speaker because these are masters of cloud solutions. Our next speaker is from Huawei, and we will be hearing more about now the innovations. What are the emerging technologies? What are the innovations that are out there? More especially when we speak about cloud solutions or cloud-based solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce Lerato Kekana, who is the cloud solutions architect for Huawei. And if we could please give them a warm round of applause and just welcome them as they come to speak to us today. Another round of applause just to escort him as he comes up.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Okay. So, as she mentioned, my name is Lerato Kekana. I'm a solution architect for Huawei Cloud. I'm based in South Africa. This is my first time in Eswatini, and I have to say it's quite a beautiful country. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to bother everybody here. I just want to ask that we get a little flexible, without getting up in your seats, just, Okay. Can we get the PowerPoint? Great. So, before we get started, I just want to ask the crowd, anybody from the crowd can answer this question. This is a very fundamental question, and the question is, what is cloud? If I don't get any hands, I'm going to start pointing people out. Nobody?
In English language, I will say it's a consensus of computing resources.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you. Yeah, round of applause. So cloud is the delivery of computing services. This includes servers, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics, as well as intelligence. So this all happens over the internet, which is what we refer to as the cloud. So instead of owning physical data centers and servers, you can access the technology services on an as-needed basis from your cloud provider, in this case, Huawei Cloud. So cloud operates on three fundamental service models. It's infrastructure as a service. So these are virtualized servers. These are virtualized resources like servers, storage, and the likes. Basically, you're renting the building blocks, and you have control over the operating systems and the applications. The second one is platform as a service. This offers complete development and deployment environment in the cloud. So this includes development tools, database management, and business intelligence services. And lastly, but not least, is software as a service. This delivers fully functional apps over the internet. So we're talking emails, your CRM, or your office productivity suites. The key benefits are compelling. They include cost efficiency, scalability, automated security, and business continuity, most importantly. So cloud is all about transforming a business's IT operations from capital expenditure to operational expenditure, allowing businesses to focus on their core business rather than managing the technology infrastructure. Sorry, the one for, yeah. Okay, so we at Huawei Cloud are a leading provider of ICT infrastructure and smart devices. We have operations in over 170 countries. We have more than 200,000 employees, of which more than 55% of them are involved in research and development. So globally, we are number 4 in our research and development investment. Our mission is focusing on ICT to provide comprehensive products and solutions and services to 3 distinct groups. It's consumers, carriers such as MTN, and enterprises. Our vision is to bring transformation to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected and intelligent world. Our ecosystem spans over 6 key areas. We've got devices, intelligent automotive solutions, so smart cars, connectivity, computing, cloud, as well as digital power solutions. All of these are enhanced with intelligence, creating a comprehensive ecosystem that drives innovation across all sectors. Okay. Huawei Cloud has established itself as a global leader in cloud technology with quite some impressive credentials. So we're recognized in 8 Gartner Magic Quadrants. Our reach is extensive, serving over 800 public services. We're working with more than 500 finance organizations and capturing over 6 million developers worldwide. We focus on 3 main pillars. It's technology as a service, infrastructure as a service, and expertise as a service. Now, as you can see, our global infrastructure at Huawei demonstrates a global presence with very pervasive compute power and efficient data storage. We have currently 33 regions, 93 availability zones. So availability zone is another word for a data center, and over 3,000 content delivery network nodes. The first data center in South Africa was launched in 2019. This was the first hyperscaler to have a local presence in South Africa. The second data center, as well as 2 points of presence, were launched in South Africa in 2020. And the third data center and 2 more points of presence were launched in 2022. Rumor has it that there's a 4th data center on its way, so you know it's a growing market. So Huawei Cloud has over 70 services, over 70 cloud services available in the Africa region, with a lot more still coming. These are just a few of them. So we've got your ECS, which is basically your virtual machines. We've got auto scaling, so this allows you to scale your resources up and down depending on your requirements. We've got cloud backup and recovery, so this is for backing up your data. Elastic load balancers, which distributes your traffic across all different availability zones, allowing redundancy in your business and obviously business continuity. More of the products that we have, we've got Cloud Eye service. So this allows you to monitor all of your cloud instances and resources. We've got a log tank service. This allows you to keep track of all the logs files for all of your cloud services. So you're able to see who logged in, who made what changes, all of those things. We have support for MySQL database and so much more. I say so much more because if I had to go through them all, we'd be sitting here the whole day. So this here is just a comparison of some of the different instances that we have. So comparing to Azure and AWS, you'll notice that it's all the same thing, just the naming conventions are different. So with AWS, you'll have your EC2, whereas on Huawei Cloud, we'll call it an ECS, Elastic Cloud Server, and it varies across all of the different resources. Now, one thing we know for sure is that the Americans do not like the Chinese. So best believe that Huawei has made it an important priority for them, for your data to be secured if you're using Huawei Cloud. They've got their eyes on us all the time. So these are just some security accreditations that Huawei has to ensure that your data is all safe on cloud. From your ISO certificate to your SOC, international accreditations, and in South Africa, we've got your POPIA accreditation and your PDPA, the likes of all of that. Let me get the next one. So these are just some local customers and partner resellers that we have in South Africa. Obviously, there's a whole lot more than that, but we couldn't fit them all in one page. Next slide. So what I'll be doing now is that I'll be discussing with you some of the scenarios that we have at Huawei Cloud just a few of them, not all of them. I'll try to keep it brief. I know your time is very important. So the first one is ERP on cloud. So many organizations today are struggling with enterprise resource planning systems. This can create bottlenecks. So the key pain points that we see are lower performance, higher costs, and cybersecurity risks. This simply makes it difficult to scale up or down with business demands. So our ERP solution targets specifically such cases, or where departments that are seeking infrastructure refresh. We also serve companies that no longer want to manage their own infrastructure and require rapid provisioning capabilities. The results will speak for themselves. We've achieved remarkable improvements, including 35% efficiency gains, 15% total cost of ownership reduction, faster go-to-market capabilities. We've proven our competitiveness. Our success spans across manufacturing, retail, logistics, government, speaking of your Department of Employment and Labor, and so many more. The next scenario that we have is backup and disaster recovery. Data protection and business continuity are supremely important concerns for modern businesses. Our comprehensive backup and DR solutions offer multiple deployment options. We provide intra-cloud cross-AZ backup, so your data will be backed up on different availability zones for redundancy. We also offer cross-cloud backup and multi-cloud for multi-cloud strategies. So if you're using AWS, you're still able to back up all of your data on Huawei Cloud. And we also offer on-premise backup to Huawei Cloud. So if you have an on-prem data center at your business, then you're also able to back up all of that data on cloud. So we've partnered with organizations like Commvault, Veeam, and OnePro to help us make all of this possible. We have successful cases with UNISA, Ushaka Marine, and so many more. The next scenario that I'll be discussing is on-premise to Huawei Cloud. So migration for traditional data centers to cloud represents a very transformative journey in your company. When we compare data centers with cloud, the advantages become immediately apparent. Data centers often struggle with high data risk, expensive disaster recovery, and limited scalability. This constrains expert resources, which often lead to reliability issues, and not to mention the electricity costs. So we bring over 20 years of security experience, high availability architecture with proven compliance, a flexible billing model, so this can be from pay-per-use, whether you want to pay per hour, pay per month, or pay per year, it's all up to you. We have resources that are able to scale automatically, and also we lower your operation and management costs. Our migration service provides both local and global expertise, ensuring high reliability and 24/7 support. The current market scenario that's driving most companies to move from data centers to cloud is the data center closures, the software and hardware license expirations, operational inefficiencies, and emerging tools that need new hardware to support them. This demands for scaling, and with a physical data center, you're very limited to how much you can scale. Next slide, please. Okay, the next one is cloud migration. So migrating your data from whatever cloud platform that you're on to Huawei Cloud. So cloud migration generally becomes very complex when you're dealing with multiple cloud providers. We at Huawei have tried to simplify this process. So our infrastructure approach addresses migration in a 4-phase methodology. The first phase is evaluation and surveying. So we'll do information gathering and your resource assessments. The next phase is planning and design. So we'll be covering the architecture and the migration strategy. And the third phase is migration implementation. So this is where we'll provision all of the resources that you need. We'll sync your data onto the cloud, and we'll do a service cutover. And finally, the fourth phase is migration acceptance. So we'll ensure successful completion through monitoring the migration, through optimization and handover. Our successful records include migrations from AWS with companies such as MultiChoice, ShareIt, and many more. The second loss scenario that I'll be sharing with you is CCTV with AI capabilities. So this was mentioned earlier on by another talker, so I'll go briefly over it just to remind you of what the potential and the possibilities are with this. Modern video surveillances transcend simple recordings. So it's all about intelligence and actionable insights. Our cloud-based solution revolutionizes traditional surveillance by processing all of your video data in cloud while maintaining only cameras and the basic network equipment. So users are able to access remotely and from different clients, whether it be from your web browser, your mobile clients, your desktop clients. So this provides it makes things very flexible and accessible. So this highlights wide access source compatibility, secure data storage, intelligent analysis, scalable storage, and centralized management. So imagine having to manage 100 CCTV cameras. Now, this makes it so much easier by bringing it all into one place. Nice, right? Now, a prime example is the Mexico City International Airport, where we are currently managing over 2,000 cameras, all while providing real-time analytics across the entire facility. So this solution serves diverse scenarios, including telecommunications, smart city implementations, and so much more. Our advanced analytics include behavior pattern recognition, human detection and tracking, automated license plate recognition, fire and smoke detection. So we've partnered with the likes of Hikvision and other CCTV providers that help us make all of these solutions possible for you. And finally, the last scenario is smart mining. So here we highlight how Huawei's complete smart mining ecosystem. This solution covers the full mining value chain from coal mining and excavation to transportation, autonomous driving, personnel management, data analysis. The smart truck is a central component operating through a suite of algorithms in Huawei Cloud. So these include perceptual algorithms for environment sensing, location algorithms for precise positioning, planning algorithms for navigation, and control algorithms for vehicle operation. All of this is powered by Huawei's 5G network, which provides ultra-reliable, low-latency connections with high availability and end-to-end slicing. The infrastructure integrates wireless and core network systems, so cloud computing and edge computing. This is supported by renewable and conventional power solutions, such as your solar systems, your storage, as well as diesel. The combination of all of these algorithms deliver a safe and efficient and suitable approach to modern mining. Next slide. Okay. So here we've got some videos that are showcasing how all of these scenarios work. So we've got a video, we've got all of these. You'll notice at the bottom there are all of these components. So these are the components that would be added to your hardware and your trucks at the mining facility. So this helps with object detection, tracking, trajectory predictions, object distance detecting. It helps you identify and classify objects based on the image, so what the object appears to be. It has combined inertial navigation, and where it allows for differential positioning. And this is just a few of many other things. We also have some hardware that is able to track like your fuel, the fuel that you consume, all of these different analytics. And yeah, I mean, if you have any more questions, please. I'll take some questions now. Obviously, I won't be able to take them all, but if you have any more questions after the session, please feel free to come and speak with me, have a chat, and if there's anything I can help you with, then we're good. The floor is now open to questions. Or maybe, can we try playing some of the videos from the second last slide? No, you're going too far. The second to last one, all the way at the end. Maybe we can start with this one. It's not working. Okay, let's just go to the last slide. Okay, thank you everyone. I'll take questions now. Just skip to the last slide. Do we have any questions? I guess not. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the lovely presentation. Okay, it's on. Okay. My question is on cloud as a service. We normally find ourselves battling with compliance issues. How open is Huawei in terms of helping us address those issues? For instance, they would want to know whether there's those enhanced security features behind the scenes, instead of us coming in and saying, oh, we're on this platform and it's a service, and the client adherence. Would Huawei be open to providing us with evidence, maybe?
Evidence, you mean? Okay,
how should I put this? Yes, for audit. We're always battling with audit. How should I put this? For instance, I'm on a Microsoft 365 platform. Back then, I had my own security features in place and everything to provide as evidence for security. But right now, I'm on 365. The only thing I know is the front end. The security behind the scenes, I'm not exposed to. So if I'm getting a platform as a cloud service, how open are you in terms of saying, okay, I'll provide you monthly reports to say you're still safe? Because I'm still responsible for my data anyway, even though I'm using you as a service.
So how we generally do is, especially when onboarding new people, is once we've got the environment up and running, for a good month, we'll have people on our own internal team that'll be monitoring your system, and maybe we can give you, up to you whether you want weekly or daily updates on how everything is running, but we would be there to support you all the way.
Oh, thank you.
Do we have any more?
Okay, I had already decided that I will say something before she went in, because I wanted to break the silence.
Thank you.
I think your presentation was good. It was enough. It's not like we don't have questions. You covered it all in as far as the data center is concerned. Maybe the next questions we're going to have will be the one-on-one questions outside of here. Maybe they don't belong here, but it was a very good presentation. Maybe I can just throw in One, I heard you talk about 2 points of presence, and then you are going for the third one. Maybe it will just be to ask who are you to? Maybe there. Yeah, that's the question.
The points of presence that we have in South Africa, there's 4 of them, but we do have 3 data centers, 3 availability zones. I can't tell you exactly where they are. It's kind of a secret. But what I can say is that they are all based in Gauteng. So 2 of them are in Johannesburg, and the 3rd one is in Centurion.
Yeah, no, I think your presentation was very informative, such that we didn't even have the questions. But it was very good. We understood what we wanted and what we need to know about a data center. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, and thanks for the presentation. My question was, do you guys have a local partner, as in Swaziland? And is MTN one of those partners, and what's the relationship you two have?
Okay, so we do have a local partner in Swaziland, that being MTN, but also we have a Huawei office here in Swaziland. So the relationship, I wouldn't know much about the relationship engagement there because it's not really part of my role, but I can say that the relationship is there. I mean, afterwards we can have a chat with somebody who would be able to give you all of those details.
So would your local office be in position to provide with services, software, hardware, etc.?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. I just wanted to add that we are the front-facing. We are the sellers of the solution internally in Eswatini. So anytime you are needing his services, you can go through us. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? Thank you very much. You guys have been the best crowd.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Huawei. That was indeed a clear, straightforward presentation. I don't know, are we hungry or, because I feel like the round of applause in the morning was so nice and so loud. And now it's just like, oh, like I have to listen hard. So I'm going to try one last time. Can we please give a round of applause to Huawei? Yes, yes, that is more like it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that we have all gained important, crucial knowledge that we will take back to our institutions and just draft them down as part of our strategic plans for our digital transformation strategy in our different businesses. And we want to send a huge shout out and thank you to all the speakers today. Thank you for sharing your information with us. And thank you for coming to join the seminar to receive this wealth of knowledge today. However, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the one to do the thank yous. I would love to introduce our head of corporate services, Mr. Sibusiso Nhlego. Right after this last burning question, there's a hand that just literally shut up, and I don't want to close it out before we do our closing remarks. So please go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm even surprised we're closing. Well, let me take this opportunity, since it is an ICT seminar and a digital transformation one to that matter, and an innovation one again to that matter. Well, I'm going back to not the speaker, the other speaker. I think I was still processing things. So you talk about your services, should I say your innovation with Eswatini Bank. Maybe my question would be, what are the steps or do you have any initiatives with the other banks? Because when we talk about transformation, innovation in particular, as clients, we want a seamless experience. Like when I open my phone, I expect this thing to be there. Like when I go to my bank account or the internet banking, somehow my mind is telling me I should be transferring money to Momo, but it's not happening. And then again, when I'm having a Momo balance, somehow my hands are like they're going to press something and the money goes to my bank account. So there is that expectation that is across. So just want to ask, do you have any initiatives with the other banks? Because if we are here, we represent a portion of Eswatini and we're talking about ICT Seminar. Can you put us into perspective on that one?
I think that's a very beautiful question, and we have Ntokozo here from MTN, and with our fintech or Momo, and he's just going to respond to the question.
Thank you, thank you, Tanda. I think there's a national agenda via the EPS, the Eswatini payment switch, which now allows for us to move money from any bank to any wallet. I think we now are left with only one bank that is going to be live in a few days. I think that's NetBank. Otherwise, all the other banks are already live on that platform. So you can move money from any wallet to any bank account at any time. And it's real time. You don't have to wait until the clearing hours. Thank you.
I do think it deserves a round of applause. I heard somebody start a clap. Thank you very much. Do you have a follow-up, sir? We seem to have more questions, so I'll just keep roving the mic.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you to MTN and the presenters for sharing the information that they've just shared. I come from the Eswatini Public Procurement Regulatory Agency. We run a tender portal where all procuring entities, by procuring entities, I'm talking about 93 entities that procure using public funds. That will include central government ministries, sometimes parastatals and municipalities. Now, what happens is that you will notice in the newspapers, the procuring entities no longer put much of these tender documents there because they send them to us, we review them, and then we put them on our tender portal, on our website. In the event it happens that MTN data for the internet is not there, since MTN is our ISP, we fail to provide the service, and our phones are ringing non-stop. Now, our request is that, it's not even a question, it's a request that MTN would know that they are experiencing challenges with their internet. In the event that happens, can you please communicate on time? Because there we are, we're calling him Tunzi from RSTP. RSTP doesn't know anything. We're calling MTN. MTN is just failing to say, we have a problem with our internet. Can you please try and address that particular issue, this being in this particular meeting? Thank you. Otherwise, we'll start to look for options. Thank you.
Okay, I think we will, just to confirm, Mr. Nhlego, so were you taking the mic to respond to the submission and request?
Thank you very much. I think at MTN we want to listen more. The client is always right. So thank you for the feedback. I think we will probably get closer so that we can just understand the context of that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Nhlego, and thank you very much for that submission and that feedback. I think there was another hand. If you could please just raise it again, I think, yes. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mine goes to MTN. from the presentation that we've just heard, Huawei offering cloud-based services, I think from the Data Protection Act that has been passed, we have an obligation to keep a local copy. And companies now tend to want to outsource a lot of services, of which if companies would have to go through the outsourcing of services, they would still need to comply with the act of keeping a local copy. But what makes companies what makes companies to go for the outsourced services, it's because they are running away from the financials of keeping up-to-date infrastructure, hardwares and everything. Does MTN offer those services to keep probably a local copy because they're in partnership, they're a face of Huawei, to offer companies the platform to host their data, which is a local copy that is a requirement from the Data Protection Act that we have, which I think companies would really want to check because it's going to be cheaper for them. It offers also the back-end securities. Instead of you hiring an engineer that is going to be a system, a security administrator, you just have that thrown at MTN while you are also outsourcing your services from Huawei. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just looking, Sina, would you like to respond to that submission?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Sino Dlamini from MTN IT, currently acting CIO. So MTN can provide that service. It would just depend on if customers do need it. As you are saying, it would depend. We do have a facility where we can host, but it just depends on customers. You are more than welcome to invite us to have this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sino, and thank you very much for that submission. And just to echo Sino's words that we do have our agents with MTN, please do feel free to reach out. Whatever is a challenge, please feel free to reach out and we will work it through together and just make sure that by the end of the day you have your solution. Another hand?
Thank you very much, MTN, for the wonderful presentation. My name is Nonsiwa Mabuza. I'm representing DFI government parastatal, which is ENIDC. I have a plea to MTN that please look into the IoT financial solutions. We need more LMS, loan management systems. So please look into it. Posaliches Vivanen Gutsi. As in Buga and Anglama sectors at Dimali, we need systems. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a beautiful submission and definitely noted by the team. I saw a hand this side.
Morning, everyone. My name is Peter. Mine is also a submission. I'm a businessman. I'm a young businessman from Manzini. I work in Matsapa. I do various things. Now, I'm here by my merit that is sort of maybe a small niche. However, I know a lot of my colleagues aren't, those that are young in business, the SMEs, those that are starting out. And I'm noting everyone that is here, and I realize that there is a great amount of clientele that is missing, that also matters, that also uses MTN, that also requires your service, that is not getting any part of this. So mine would be to say, on inclusivity, from the ground where I stand, and I stand with many more, there is not enough support from MTN, perhaps, to a certain market. It would have been nice to get a question from a spaza shop owner here in this room. It would have been nice to get a request from a small business owner in this room. But they aren't there. That just means that there is an element of lack in the direction in which you are aiming to support. And from what I'm gathering, the more and more I'm listening, is that MTN is trying to be inclusive and to include everyone. I do recycling, for example, so I was happy to hear recycling being mentioned here. But I'm also a young businessman who makes systems. And I also do, maybe I sell shoes, maybe I do, you know, so for the solutions to also reach the other side of business owners, to perhaps help them get 2 rooms like this and not to have them strive on their own to get here and maybe fall short without having had the opportunity. So mine is more a submission on inclusivity. I know that not enough is being done perhaps to reach those people that are at my caliber of business. I just happen to be maybe a 1 in a million chance of being here. But otherwise, I also realize that in the way this was so helpful for me and how I could have missed out on it, I know that there are many others who could benefit from this who are not here because they were not reached. Inclusivity.
Thank you very much. A beautiful submission indeed. And I just want to ask the mic to go to Lungile, please, because I do know, and it's a very important point that you raise. Inclusivity is very important. These are solutions that every business person needs. And I do know that there's particularly an SME conference coming up. So I just want you to speak a bit to that, also just addressing the issue that he's raising.
Thank you so much, Peter. What I'm gathering from the question, though, is that possibly we can do more, and that's what we've taken from your comment. We do have an SME-specific platform. It runs 4 times a year, and we do change our focus according to what the customer is saying they need. It is a focus and an intention for us to ensure that SMEs are also digital citizens, as we understand that we are in different journeys. Maybe the room today is skewed towards corporate, government, and stronger, I would say, SMEs like yourselves. However, on the other side, you mentioned spaza owners, informal traders, and all that. Our focus then gets skewed towards a more educative, going around the journey than this one, where we understand that possibly half the room is already on a journey. So, however, I'm taking is that as we are planning the next ones, even for the other customers or other business people, we need to focus more on this subject. Let's not be too understanding. But the youth, I also got that. We just need to, it's a good challenge to actually be more visible for the youth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, very good feedback. So thank you very much for that submission once again. We have another hand.
Okay, from the presentations, I can see it was about IoT, which means we are introducing another paradigm. And also, it was about cloud. So meaning that these 2, they speak together. So you are giving us the comfort that we can now start looking at IoT, hoping that our data will move into the cloud. And now we are, which means we are talking of heavy data. So if I could be invited to KFC, I would expect to eat KFC later. So I am invited at MTN So I am hoping we talk about now this transport. Maybe a presentation about the transport is still coming because we haven't touched on it. Maybe as we are moving there to the IoT, we are talking about pictures, we're talking about videos. Now, these current packages that we have now with our providers, I think the highest I normally make it 15 gigabytes per day. And maybe I'll say it finishes an hour before, even if the 15 is still there. Can you also look into that? So what are we doing as MTN to increase now what we can buy? Like maybe you can think we do not have money. Yes, we don't. But can you improve lama packages? So abe khona nje noma 100 gigabytes daily. Is connecting noma ngabe 100 rand, noma ngabe 50 rand, noma ngabe malini, but that 100 gigabytes daily, I know what I want to do and what I want to achieve within that short space of time. It is 100 gigabytes. So can you also have those discussions in MTN as we introduce the IoT and the cloud, because we are saying these things now are going to move from our farms and they need that kind of transport to move to the data center. Thank you.
Important point indeed. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for that submission. I can confirm that the team is noting all of your submissions. I can confirm that the team is noting all of your submissions and everybody's submission in the room, and we will ensure to take it back to the boardroom and just make sure that at the end of the day, it's about making these solutions available to Eswatini and having all of us live the benefits of a modern connected life. So before I close off, I'm really loving this interaction in the room. It is our seminar. So if there are any more hands, or comments or reflections? Yes, we have one over here.
Thank you again. I'd like to have a take home today. Let me put this scenario. I've been managing the account for some years, and my biggest problem is analyzing the statements. Our company allocates certain amounts to the managers, and on a monthly basis we get a statement which it takes me 4 hours to analyze before I send it to my finance. So I'd like to cut that to a few seconds.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, somebody says that's a fair point. Indeed. Time is very precious, and indeed we need to make things as simple as possible. So thank you very much, sir. That is definitely noted. Anybody else? Anybody else before we close this session? All right, awesome. I'll take it that everybody is happy with the discussions. Thank you very much once again. That was a beautiful interaction. I really love that. It definitely deserves a round of applause. Because these platforms are for us, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to leave the room feeling the same as when we came out, or we don't want to leave the room with questions. We want to leave satisfied with the information that we have received. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that we are nearing the close of our seminar today. So at this point, I'm very happy to introduce to you our Head of Corporate Services. He's going to do our thank yous today. A warm round of applause. Thank you. It sounds very good.
Thank you very much, Tandwa. I think she's an amazing program director. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to, on behalf of MTN, really to appreciate all of you for coming, our valued partners, our clients. I think first of all, we want to appreciate just your attendance and your level of engagement at this ICT seminar. We also want to appreciate the business that you give us. I think without your support, really there's no MTN. So we want to appreciate, because you are the customer. You are really the reason why we exist as an organization. I think I'm also receiving, we are receiving really well the feedback. You are challenging us to level up on some of the areas which need to be addressed, which need to be improved. And I think it's a challenge also being a Eswatini, to say how do we leverage also the technology, AI, to solve some of the real life problems. And I'm happy with some of the solutions that were being presented here, because it's talking to real life issues. It makes a difference in terms of how we can do business better, how we can do business smarter, how we can be more efficient, so that we also reduce the speed to market. So at MTN, we say we want to ensure that your business is done better. So we appreciate the feedback. I think the conversations do not end here. The expectation is that our teams are available. Should you want to take any conversation forward, by all means, definitely we are here for that. And also, we are also available to integrate with some of your solutions. We have an open API. At MTN, we can integrate on Momo. We can also provide solutions. We don't have all the answers, but we believe that we also can partner with yourselves. Some of you are providing solutions already, and be able to offer those solutions. I think for me also what is heartwarming is really to see also locals providing solutions and not just being consumers of technology, which is actually quite encouraging as well. So on a parting shot, I just want to talk about also the MTN Skills Academy. Please do encourage your colleagues at work. For those of you that already have children at primary school, encourage them to register on the MTN Skills Academy. You definitely need to have an MTN number for you to register. The courses are already paid for, accredited through Coursera and international universities. You can actually, the children can start there on the basic digital skills to intermediate up to the advance in, you know, some of the things we're talking about, cloud computing, machine learning, and so on and so on. So I think we are also trying to ensure that as we are talking digital transformation, we also make sure that we leverage on the skills. We improve the skills level, because that's how we are going to drive on this journey. We also finally want to appreciate all our presenters, some of them in the room, some of them were online, for their insightful presentations. I think let's keep this going, and thank you so much. I guess I can hand over to you, Thandwa. We pray for a blessed day as you go to your respective places. I hope there is lunch, Thandwa. Definitely.
There definitely is. There definitely
All right,
is.
thank you.
Maybe before you go down, we have some token of appreciation for our speakers who could join us physically today. So if you could please hand them over. Thank you, Zanele, for coming up, as we expect Lerato to come up and join us on stage as well. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. I think we'll just take one group picture before we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Another round of applause. Thank you very much. You all have been so amazing today. Thank you. Thank you once again for making it. We do have lunch, and we will be serving lunch at the hotel restaurant just as you walk out. So please do join us for lunch. And ladies and gentlemen, we do encourage that may we please also just get to know one another, network with the people, and take a few numbers today so that we can all continue this digital transformation journey together. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program. Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your day.